Mirlesna. I was born in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, by way of Massachusetts, where I spent maybe over 10 years before relocating. And I would even insert taking a leap of faith to North Carolina. I'm a community organizer. I'm going to claim that in by the way of the work that I'm doing. And I'm just here to support folks, all things Haitian. And yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Awesome.
My days lately have been consisted of Haitians of the Triangle, which is an organization I co-founded, meeting new folks, fundraising, and the whole 9 yard that comes with, putting together an organization and solidifying it, making sure it's structured, etc. Learning something new every day, and doing things differently too every so often as I learn new things. 4 years ago, so I moved to North Carolina in a little area called Asheville, North Carolina. That's western part of the state. And that was, to say the least, not the greatest experience, but I managed to work there for 3 years. And then before relocating to the Raleigh-Durham area, which is the Raleigh capital of North Carolina. And 4 years ago, I joined a group called Young Africans of the Triangle. And I was like, wait a minute, I could do something similar because there must be Haitians in this area. I have not met them yet, but I'm sure they're around. I met this other Haitian girl from also Massachusetts, and her family is from Plaisance, where my parents are from. So it was connection right there. Let's do a group. So we co-founded Haitians of the Triangle. And our mission really was to build an intentional and authentic Haitian community in the Triangle area. So for folks who are not familiar with what the Triangle means, for us is the Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill area. So those are like 3 major cities or major hub around this area that are growing at a fast pace. Durham, where I currently reside, has the most PhD per capita, is the city of medicine. So there's a lot of activities going on in Durham right now. So things have changed since I've been here. So our mission, we are living it daily. We are growing, we are changing. It was strictly events. Now we are also doing community organization. When the president of Haiti was assassinated, we hosted a community event where we talked and discussed about it. So it's shaping up to be differently than when I thought, right? Haitian Flag Day now is our signature event. So that's also changing the landscape of what kind of events we are putting on. But for now, we are all things to all the Haitian people, Haitian born, Haitian raised, folks who want to learn about the culture. So the group is multifaceted, multilingual, and even multi-generational, which is super awesome to see. Pretty wonderful to see the changes. We went from, me clicking on GroupMe, starting the group, 2-3 people, we're meeting more. We are 350 members. So for me, that's a huge deal, just because those are the folks that are primarily using the internet, using their phones as means of communication. That also tells me those 350 members have maybe cousins, siblings, spouses, you name it, that are also part of the community that are not connected with us yet, or might be through them. So I think there's more of us. I've learned quite a lot about North Carolina and Haitians in North Carolina. So for example, Charlotte, which is 2 hours away from here, has also a thriving Haitian community. 2 or 3 hours away from here, an area called Goldsboro, Clinton area, they are growing and thriving, but they are predominantly farm workers and migrant workers. They are moving in and out of that area, but they're Haitians and they're here, right? So we are changing, things are changing. The demands though are way more. I have folks asking me, you need to throw a ball and you need to do a gala and you need, so the demands are here and I know it's a lot, but I would say one thing I learned, Boston, for example, is, I believe, is the third largest state with the most Haitian. So we are not there yet, but we are also, we in different parts of the state, which makes it harder to build community. Versus when I go back to Boston, I mean, you name it, Randolph has his community and Brockton has his community and Boston has, but they all come together and you know where to find your party and everything. We're not there yet, but I feel like it can be done. And that task right now feels like it's resting on our shoulder, and there are other people in the community doing the work with me. But I need more. Like, we need more people to continue to hopefully one day to pass the baton. I will not always be doing all things for everybody Haitian, because that takes a toll. But for sure, we are changing. The demands are higher. The group is changing. But I'm excited. Most proud of Haitian Flag Day. And the reasons behind it, especially this 2022 Flag Day, we added new features to the event. So it went from a 1-day family fun day on a Saturday to a 3-day event. One was virtual. We're here for the people. We're here to make the connection, connect the dots, or what folks need in the community. But then, yes, we're changing, and that's probably most likely going to take the shape of a 501c3, most likely. We've been fortunate to also have folks that want to, hey, I can't be part of your leadership team, but I will donate 100 to this cause or 200 to this cause. Or, for example, some of the signage that we received this year, it's this member that has a business and they do printing, and we got a few of those signage done for free. We want the community to grow and thrive and be authentic and come together. But also, hence why we're also talking about structure, so that we can figure out where our funding sources are going to be. Is it going to be through grants? So then writing grants to request that money, or through fundraising, etc. Finances, that's been really stressful to figure out that you have all these brilliant, or in my head they are brilliant, ideas that you want to curate and put together for individuals that are like-minded but unable to, because of things like limited funds. Because we're not from this community and we're all transplant, we don't know every single organization out there as well. So the networking is getting there. So meeting folks and exchanging numbers or emails and contact, but even figuring out who can we ask for venue space, or a studio to do video, whatever it is that we need. It's a lot of like figuring out who can we ask. Folks discredit what you can bring to the table by virtue of how you look. I mean, we know this as women, because it happens to us as women, then it happens to us as Black or immigrant, but then also in the community, sometimes it happens about right? Or ouvin lo penso ka changer tout bagay. For me, it's not about even changing. I'm more looking to collaborate. And I say this often, m'bavin pou m'parler pil, m'bavin pou m'bata moun, m'bavin pou m'argue. I'm here to do one thing, and one thing is to connect as many people together to get something done, because I believe it can be done. So for me, if Bijou, if Landy, if whomever wants to, although you guys are far away, but want to do something, yes, I'm going to entertain a conversation. Or somebody in the North Carolina area that wants to do something, yes, let's connect. Because like you all saying, together we are stronger. And our flag says it, Union fait la force. We just need to continue to do it. Being pulled to the side and hearing, even for example, some of our new members, by way of like, we've had a couple members crossing from Texas and making it here and saying how we welcome them. And they didn't even know that they could or find a community. And that's from everything, inviting them to dinners or celebrating their kid's birthday, bringing gifts, or any of those are critical and important aspect of community organizing. Seeing result, I'm seeing little connection. For example, like I'm getting friends, I'm getting sisters, I'm getting new community members. And what keeps me going is that the work needs to be done. Somebody has to be doing it. If not me, then who's gonna do it? That's how I see it. I will pick up the phone right after this and call my mom. But it's funny because it's gonna be 2 years since my grandfather passed away, and this is one of the proverbs I write everywhere, because I strongly believe in it, and sometimes to a fault, right? Where I'm calling my husband, hey, you need to do this and you need to do that, and he did not choose. And I say this also respectfully, he did not choose that life. I chose that life. And I always am mindful when I'm doing something that it's a me thing, but he supports me. So for me, community is always at the forefront of my mind, because my mom, I've seen her, she was a teacher in Haiti. She took on multiple people under her wings. That's what I've seen done. And I'm feeling like I'm reciprocating the same thing that my mom has been doing. And sometimes, like I said, it's heavy, or it feels heavy. And I don't even know how I keep doing it or going, but I do, because I think it's deeper than me, or it's deeper than a last name, or it's deeper than a community. It's just, when you see fruits of your labor, it takes a long time, but I'm seeing it. I'm not gonna stop, but it's hard. It is hard. When many of us come together, we get phenomenal things done. We need to just be about it, breathe it, leave it. And I try to live by that every day, hence why I call myself a lifelong learner. If I learn something new today, with you all, I'm going to try to start applying it the next day or moving forward. And I even give people the opportunity to do that as well. So if one of my friend and I, we have a disagreement and we converse, and it's done from that point. It's like, yeah, we had our disagreement, but hey, what did we learn, and what are we going to do moving forward to be better friends or partners or whatever the case might be? So I feel like I truly, truly live by that. And I truly live by respect, by virtue of my mom. Like I just said, my mom was a teacher. And then there were people in and out of our house. Like, she was feeding folks. She was sewing dresses for individuals. So I've seen that done. And I live by that, we need to keep helping one another, and we need to be there for one another. And that we need to be better as a community, better as women, better as a mother, better as a wife, because then that's how collectively we become better. Because there are going to be naysayers. I mean, I've encountered them. But one is move. So if there's a big thing I'm a proponent of right now, is telling young folks, yes, move away from home. That experience afforded me, I guess I would say, a strength that I did not know I had, because I'm here by myself, right? Trying to figure out, what do you do when your mom is not literally walking distance or a 5-minute drive from you? And we welcome folks to give us ideas, suggestions, feedback, but also to collaborate with us. So whether you're a t-shirt company, you are Fanm Potomitan, you are an artist that would love to come to North Carolina and put on a show, an event, a concert, you name it. It doesn't all have to look like Boston or like Florida or like now Georgia is big too. So it doesn't have to look that way because we are new, but I believe we will get there.